never met me before, my name is Al Spiegel. I'm the Assistant Principal for Instructional Technology and the Underclassman Dean. So what we're gonna talk about a few things tonight. I dropped a copy of the slides in the chat room, so you don't have to go crazy taking notes. There is all the slides are in the chat room, so you can go and grab those at your convenience. So we'll talk about a few things tonight. So let's get started. Just a reminder that previous airings of Tech Tuesday can be found on the Bergen Catholic Television YouTube page, which I have on the screen now. Feel free to get your episodes from the last two, as well as tonight's. We'll have that up there tomorrow. So make sure if you miss anything, you can always go back and watch it. If you want to watch the first two, you can also go back and watch it. And just a reminder, if you haven't done ID card pictures yet, to please do that. That needs to happen. I know the IT office is working on ID cards, so the sooner you get those pictures in, if you haven't done it, the better you are. If you've done them already, great. You are well ahead of the game. The first thing I want to talk about tonight is device pickups. Device pickups will be starting next week. I'm going to put the schedule up on the next slide. We will start those pickups next week. Just a couple of things to take note of. Parents and guardians must be present in order to pick up devices. We will not release just to students. So your parents must be there. Devices must be paid for in full before you could pick them up. You pay for the devices on TADS, which is the tuition management system, which you all should be familiar with already. If for some reason you have not paid on TADS and you have to pay in person, you can only do that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the tuition office. The IT office will not accept payments of any kind. So please, if you for some reason need to pay in person, please do that in the business office on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Our normal hours are 8 to 1. Please do not wait, or if you come in on an off time, we may not be able to release your device if it's not paid for. All right. So here are the dates and times that we will be distributing devices. So starting on Monday, pretty much Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 12:30. Uh, 8:30 to 12:30, Monday through Thursday. And then we have 3 Wednesdays where we'll do 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you've got plenty of opportunity to come pick up your devices. If for some reason, and none of these times work, you need to contact the help desk and arrange for a time. Again, a parent needs to be present in order to release the devices. Okay? If you are coming in on the Wednesdays, you need to enter the school through the front wing door because the front semicircle will be closed. Okay? So when you pull in the main parking lot, pull towards the back, and there's a set of doors up the stairs right by the wing. You'll enter through that door because that'll be open for you. Okay, that's only if you're coming from 4 to 8 on a Wednesday. Other normal times you can come in through the front semicircle or the gym lobby will probably be open, but definitely the front semicircle if you can't get in the gym lobby. Okay, so that's your entry point. When you get your device, you're going to get a sheet of credentials for your device. And that'll give you your username and password. Generally, your username is your full initial, your full last name, and your graduation year. For you is 28. So mine would be aspiegel28. It'll be the same as the first part of your email address. Right? And your password will generally be 8 random numbers. It may be, I don't know if we're doing letters and numbers this year, but it'll generally be at least 8 characters. And that'll be given to you on the sheet when you get your laptop. Please make sure you do not leave unless you have that sheet with you. Okay, because that'll, you'll get on, the only way you can get on your device is to have that information. Okay, so that information will be provided to you when you pick up your device on the dates that I've provided to you. All right, I want to talk about Blackboard. Now, I'm going to talk about Blackboard just for the students tonight. I will show the parents access, but the parent accounts aren't ready yet. But the students, I know last time I talked about summer reading. So if some of this is repetitive, I apologize, but I just want to I'll cover that part again, but I also want to cover how to access Blackboard, which is new. So if you are a student, the way to access Blackboard is to go into your if you sign into your BC email address and you click the waffle on the top, which is the app launcher, the 9 dots, and you'll see the Blackboard icon when you scroll to the bottom of your app launcher. You click on Blackboard and that's it. It's going to open it'll open Blackboard and sign in with your email address, right? If for some reason you don't do it this way, the other way you can do it is to go to bergencatholic.blackboard.com, and then it will say sign in with a third-party account. You'll log in with BC student email address. You could do it that way too. But you have to make sure that you're already signed in to your email address into Google in the same browser you're using. So I think it's easier if you go through the waffle and not this way. But there's 2 ways you can do it, but I think using the app launcher is probably the better of the 2 ways to do it, right? So that is available for you students. You should be involved in your summer reading assignments. Let me skip 2 slides and put those up, then I'll go back to the parents. As a reminder, these are your student assignments. You have either whatever math you're placed in, you'll have an Algebra 1 or a Geometry, or in a few cases, Algebra 2, you'll have a packet to do, as well as a packet for biology. It doesn't matter if you're CP or honors. And then the freshman reading and writing assignment, which you will work on in the first week of school. Just keep in mind, the best way I think to do the math and science packet is to print them, to write out your answers, and then scan them and submit them. Right? If you have trouble scanning them, if you have really a lot of trouble, you can come into school and stop by the IT office, and we can certainly help you. There's apps for your phone. You can take a picture and convert it to a PDF. There's a bunch of different ways you can get that digitized. But I think that's the best way to do it, because I think both packets are looking for you to complete some work in addition to just writing in the answers. So you have that on the list of all the summer reading assignments is on the Bergen website. And these are the ones on the screen are the specific ones for math and science. And then the freshman reading writing assignment, you'll be assessed in the first week of school in your English class. So you don't have to submit anything over the summer, but there'll be an assessment in class during the first full week of school. All right. To go back, just for the parents, you know what? I'm sorry. Before I do that, just as a reminder, if you weren't on the last time, all your assignments must be submitted on September 9th. And you will, if they're done poorly, or if it's not your own, or you don't do it, you'll receive a 0 at some point in your first trimester grade. Okay. And if you, if you go to submissions, if you go on Blackboard, once you go on Blackboard, you will see under my content, my classes, you will see 2 classes called 2024 Summer Reading, and then your math class, the name of whatever math you're in, and then 2024 Summer Biology. Okay, and that's where you're going to submit your work. If for some reason you don't see one of those classes, or you see the wrong math class, just contact the help desk and we'll get you moved out into the right class if you've had a schedule change that happened in the last few days. Okay, so that's where you'll submit your work, and that has to be done by the 9th. You can do it. I would suggest not waiting till the 9th to do it, because if you run into a problem, certainly we can assist you in whatever problem you're having getting that work posted online. All right. Now I can go back to the parents. Parents, we're working on your accounts, but just so you know, this is how you will sign on when you get your accounts, and we'll send those out to you. You will go to the same website, bergencatholic.blackboard.com, and on the bottom it says click here, Bergen Catholic Parents and Administrators. Click here to access the login page, which you will do. And then when we send you your credentials, you'll be able to access Blackboard. You have limited functionality. You won't have exactly the same access as the students, but you'll be able to see their grades and see their classwork, which is pretty much what you need. Right? So that will, I'd say that'll happen in probably mid-August or so. It's a little bit more important that we get the students out so they're able to submit their summer work. But as for the parents, we will get to your accounts. We're working on them, and probably I'd say about mid-August. But the next time we have a Tech Tuesday on I want to say it's the 19th of August, we will have that information done for you. All right, so that takes care of summer reading. The other last thing I want to talk about tonight are Apple IDs. So when you pick up your devices, it is important that you create an Apple ID. Now, I think it's beneficial to use your Bergen Catholic email address and create a separate Apple ID for your school devices. That's different from your home devices. All right. I think it's important you keep the two separate. Right. It's easier. Okay. And certainly, if for some reason you lose your device, okay, we can help you find it easier through the Find My Mac or Find My iPad, because we'll have access to your email account. All right. So it's important that you first create your Apple ID, but also then in the next Tech Tuesday, we're going to talk about setting up the Find My location services in both on both devices. So, we want to make sure that if, God forbid, you lose your device, you're able to find it quickly. So Apple tells us that the preferred way to set up your Apple ID is to do it through a device. So what I have on the screen is the way to do it on your MacBook. If you go to the Apple on the top and to System Settings, you'll be able to create an Apple ID, and you use your Bergen Catholic email. If for some reason you have trouble with your Bergen Catholic email, then yes, you could use a different email address. But I think it's cleaner if you use your Bergen Catholic address. Your devices, your school devices will be tied to that address as opposed to all of your devices, right? So if you do it on your MacBook, it's under System Settings. If you do it on your iPad, it's also under Settings. We have prepared devices. If you bought either one or both devices from us, we've already prepared them. So we've gone through the initial wizards. So you would have to go into the settings to create your Apple ID. If you don't want to do it on the device, you can certainly do it from the website, which is appleid.apple.com. You can go through the same thing and create it that way. So plenty of ways to do it, but it's important that you create that Apple ID. And I would do it sooner rather than later. Okay, it will not take you long. You can certainly, even if you don't have your device, you can do it now if you wanted to, because if you did use the website, appleid.apple.com. All right, so that's. Let me see what else I have for you out. When you get your iPads, there are 3 apps we want you to download because you're going to use them during the school year. And we'll provide more information and credentials and all that as time gets closer and through your orientation in September. But the first one is Examplify. Examplify is our computer-based testing app. We'd like you to download this. You don't need to worry about signing into it. Just make sure you have it downloaded and it's ready to go for you on your first day. That's the first one. The second one is Blackboard Learn. Blackboard is our learning management system. You'll be able to sign on to that using your email. Okay? If you have problems with that, for some reason it doesn't work right, please be sure to reach out to the help desk. And then lastly, the last one we want you to download is PowerSchool Mobile, because that'll give you quick access to your schedule. You can see your schedule each day as it rotates. We'll talk about scheduling in August, but you'll be able to follow your schedule a little bit better on PowerSchool. All right, just a couple more words about your devices, and honestly, that's it, because I'll certainly allow time for questions. Your devices are your responsibility. Okay, this is addressed to students. Your devices are your responsibility. Okay, it is important that you are aware where your devices are all the time. If you're not using your device, if you're in gym class, if you have an after-school activity, you should lock it in your academic locker. You'll get locker combinations on PowerSchool in August. I don't see any reason why you would want to leave your device just lying around. Okay? Please do not leave it unattended. Do not plug it into charge and walk away from it. All right? Make sure that you're in sight of your devices. Do not attempt to change any settings on there. They're configured for a reason, the way they are. Please do not change anything. You really want to bring both devices fully charged each day to school. Okay? And provided you're not watching hours of video or playing games, your battery will last you the whole day. All right? But please make sure you have them fully charged to start each day. All right? It makes your classes a lot easier when you're not climbing over wires and such. And then lastly, if something does happen to your device, we do have some loaners, but loaners aren't guaranteed. So, if for some reason you forgot your devices at home, we're not going to give you a loaner. Loaners are for students that have legitimate problems with their devices, not for, you forgot. All right? So it's important. Part of that responsibility is making sure your devices are charged, but also making sure they're in your backpack ready to go each day. All right? So the last 2 Tech Tuesdays that we will have in August are on the 20th and the 27th. I'll go over a little bit more about Apple IDs on the 20th. Then on the 27th, we'll talk about e-textbooks. We'll do a cumulative review, and I'll also talk about scheduling, because by that time we will share your schedules with you, your teachers and room assignments. All right. So at this point, I'll have, if anybody has any questions, I'd be certain if you want to speak them or put them in the chat, I'd be more than happy to answer them one way or the other. Wow, quiet audience tonight. Normally there's always a bunch of questions. Anybody have any questions? You want to put them in the chat or speak them out?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can the students download PowerSchool on their iPhones?
Yes. Yep, it'll work on their iPhones.
Okay, so I'll text the help desk because we were having issues. I can't remember what it said, but I took a picture of it. It was, we were having trouble, so we thought maybe we couldn't do it.
Nope, you can download it on your iPhone, and we'll talk about phone policies, in September. About having your phone out when you have your phone out, but you can certainly put it on your phone. Yeah, it'll definitely work on there.
Okay, thank you.
The date for pickup devices, I'll put them back up on the screen. It will start on Monday. They're also in the slideshow, but here are the dates for pickup. 8:30 to 12:30 Monday through Thursday, pretty much for the entire month of August, and 4 to 8 on 3 Wednesdays. The school day starts at 7:55, which means students need to be in their seats, ready to go at 7:55. Okay, it doesn't count if you are any place other than in your seat. Okay, so you need to allow yourself enough time to get to school. And I will tell you, this is we kept a very close eye on this last year. We understand that just because you may live, let's say, down Forest Avenue, right? Maybe you live, I don't know, a quarter of a mile away. It could take you 15 minutes to get here by car. All right. So school day 7:55 means in your seat, ready to go. All right. Anything else is considered late. So if you're in the building, that doesn't count. If you're in the bathroom, that doesn't count. If you're online to get a late pass, that doesn't count. 7:55 is the official start of school every day. Other questions that I can answer?
Yes, I have a question. For the school day, you said that 7:55 is the bell. What time can kids get to the school?
They can get, generally, our doors are open by about 6:30 or so. I think I'd safely 7, but generally they're open by 6:30. There's no supervision really before the first adults. Well, there's some that are here early, but 7 is fine, but I think you could probably get in as early as 6:30, because our maintenance guys are here somewhere between 6. Actually, there's one here who's early as 5. So I'd say about 6:30 is probably a safe bet.
Okay, and will or will I have to talk to athletics, like football or track, something like that, about the weight room being open in the morning? Like, do you know what time those are open?
That's not. It's only open. That's a team thing. It's not open for general use in the morning.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
If it's scheduled by a coach, then you would talk to the respective coach.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Students should be present to pick up their devices as well as parents, only because if they haven't taken an ID picture yet, I think it's best if students are with their parents to pick it up. Website for shirts, vests, etc. If you go on the BergenCatholic.org website, which I'll put in the chat, you can search for the school store, and you'll be able to see that information. And the school store is open every day, 8 to 1 during the summer, Monday through Thursday. Breakfast is served in the morning. I'd say you can get breakfast by about 10 after 7 or so. Depends what time Mr. Morano has all the food out, but generally I'd say it's about a little after 7 he'll have breakfast ready. Breakfast ends at 7:45, so cafeteria becomes closed. Everybody goes to their first period class. But yes, breakfast is available every morning.
I have one more quick question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just have a quick question because we signed in into Power School through the laptop, and we were able to see the schedule, and we downloaded it on our phones, but with the app though, it doesn't have the classes overview on the app itself.
That may be something new. You should be able to see well, there's no schedule yet because the schedule's not, we don't release that part. The only thing you could see is the class requests. I don't know if you can necessarily see that on the PowerSchool app.
Okay, yeah, no. So that's that. We were able to see it on on the laptop, but not on the app. I
Yep.
just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Anybody else with questions? I think I got everything.
Thank you.
One more
You're
question,
welcome.
Mr.
Yep.
Spiegel. Sorry.
That's okay.
You said for to bring the student with us to pick up the MacBook and iPad. If he's already has an approved picture and everything like that, way to work to pick it up at 8:30 in the morning. Does he really need to be
fine.
with
No,
me?
I mean you can come and get it, provided that his picture's taken and all that. Then I think that's fine. I mean it's helpful if they come, but it's not. I don't think we're requiring that they come.
Yeah, I just know that his picture's approved already because the first one we sent, you asked me to take his earrings out, so that's how I know the second photo.
Okay, yeah, that was probably, I don't know if that was me, but they have somebody from the help desk. Yep. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Anybody else with questions that I can answer? Well, if there's nothing else, we will, again, don't forget to grab the slides out of the chat. I will send this out tomorrow, and it'll be posted on YouTube tomorrow. With that, I bid you a good night until we see you again in August. And once we see you in August, we will be about 2 weeks out of the start of school. So enjoy the rest of your summers because they're going to go by fast, and I'll see you in August. Do parents need to download both PowerSchool? No, you don't need to necessarily. You could use I think they're best used on a web browser for parents. Did you touch on submitting assignments? Yes, I did. Let me just go back to that. Let's see. Submitting assignments on Blackboard. When you log into Blackboard, these are the assignments that you're going to submit, and there are 2 packets, one for math and one for science. You'll print them, work on them, scan them, and then submit them to Blackboard. And there's 2 summer classes. There's 2 classes called under my classes, summer reading math and summer reading biology, and you'll post them there. Anybody else? Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to bid you all good night, and we'll see you in August.